Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. It's morning here, so I don't know what time it is where you guys are, but it's about 11 in the morning, and it is Friday, thank God. But anyways, I have a little bit of a different video today. We're gonna watch together, like usual, makeup and story time. So, you know, there's nothing like hearing someone else's drama, right? So let's get into it.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let a female student use the bathroom? I know the title makes me look like a major asshole, but hear me out. I, male 46, work at a high school as a PE teacher. Recently, I noticed that a student of mine, let's call her A, stopped participating in class, and her excuse would always be the same. She'd say, "Mr. Smith, I'm on my period. Can I please use the bathroom?" This carried on every PE lesson for 1 month when our unit was dancing and I had to give each student a mark. She would leave for 45 minutes and was behind everyone.
Whatever it takes to get out of PE, I guess. I hated it also. What about you guys?
Acid just snapped. I said, if you're on your period this often, multiple times in 2 months, I think you need medical help.
Story time about how I became obsessed with my doctor and faked a heart attack just to see him. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. I'm 26 years old and desperate for a husband. I come from a very antiquated family. My parents think I'm already an old maid because I haven't had kids, and that no man will ever want me because I'm too old. For the past 4 years, I've been on a mission to find a husband.
26 and desperate for a husband? Oh my God.
But still never found anyone I was compatible with, or anyone that wanted to marry me for that matter. Last year, we had a COVID scare in my family and we all went to get tested. I started feeling a little bit sick, so I went to a doctor. This doctor, let me tell you, when he walked into the room, I nearly fainted. He was the most gorgeous man I'd ever seen in my life. He was also so nice because obviously he was my doctor, but he seemed so caring. I quickly became infatuated with him and kept making up excuses to have to go see him. I even came up with this plan that I was going to get him to fall in love with me. I told my mom and she ended up telling my dad and they thought I was completely crazy. I stalked the doctor on social media and found out that he wasn't married. He did have a girlfriend though, but this was no problem for me. I would do my makeup and dress up really nice just to go see him. But this backfired on me. That's when he told me that I was a hypochondriac and that I was probably just imagining/faking all my symptoms. I pretended to act outraged and I said absolutely not. He told me I just needed to relax. But this is the best part. He complimented me on my hair, and that's when I convinced myself that he was in love with me. From that day on, I would follow him everywhere. Anytime he would go to buy coffee, I would end up being there, and we would just casually bump into each other. I thought he wasn't suspecting anything, until one day I get home and my parents sit me down to tell me that the doctor noticed that I had been following him everywhere. And he also asked them to find me a new doctor, and that he could no longer see me. I was devastated. I felt like he had broken up with me. My parents forbade me from going near his office, but this didn't stop me. I decided to go straight to his house and confess my feelings. As soon as he opened the door, I told him that I loved him and that I just wanted to have his children. He did not take this very well. He told me to leave. When I got home, my parents didn't let me out of the house for a few days. So I did what I had to do. I faked a heart attack and insisted that the only doctor I wanted to see me was him. My parents had no choice but to take me to him. That's when he told my parents that I had made everything up and that I did not have a heart attack. It's been almost a year and I'm still trying to find ways to get back into his life. I'm running out of excuses. Can you guys help me think of some? What do you think I should do?
Wow. I think a little therapy wouldn't hurt.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let mother-in-law spend the night in my bedroom and lock the door?
Oh, these stories. Can't wait to hear this one.
Female 26 got married 9 months ago. Also, we live in a different town from his parents and his mom unexpectedly visited us on Friday. My mother-in-law's okay-ish but has no respect for her son's privacy and by extension mine. When it was time to go to bed, mother-in-law requested that we let her sleep in the bedroom on the master bed and not just that but lock the door as well. She explained she can't feel comfortable enough without locking the door. I found this bizarre but politely declined and suggested other options like the guest room, couch, and air mattress. He turned around and presented these options to me. My husband agreed and I said no.
No, I don't think so, honey, mother-in-law or not.
I said I didn't want to be kept out of my room and away from my stuff, but she lashed out at my husband. She said, "Don't just stand there, say something." My husband told me it's just one night, but I said that those were the options and if she didn't like it, she could book a hotel.
Bye-bye.
She took it as I was kicking her out and started crying, which made my husband upset. She left at 12 a.m. and my husband blew up saying I disrespected his mom. He then left and went to the same hotel as her.
I always heard stories about people getting an A in one of their classes because they would do stuff with the professor. I never thought that I'd be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, sure, it's not.
I was doing really bad in one of my science classes because I'm just not a science person. Well, I asked my professor if I could do anything to get a little bit more extra credit or even pass this class. And he seriously told me that there is one way that I could earn an A in his class, and that was messing with him. Well, I did it, obviously, and now I have a 4.0 in that class. The funny thing is I enjoyed it, and I would like to kind of do more, or even start a relationship, and he said he would too.
My friends came over to my house for a movie.
Oh, I love her hair. I'm obsessed.
Cut wig until it grows back. My mom came downstairs to bring us popcorn, and when she went back upstairs, my friend laughed at my mom's Karen cut. He said it makes her look old and like a Karen mom. I got very mad and said that my mom had cancer and she's in remission and her hair is still growing back. Then he laughed and said, "Too bad, the only good Karen is a dead Karen." I called him a POS and told him to leave forever. My mom found out because I was crying, and then I had to explain what a Karen is and how it's a slur for middle-aged women. None of my friends are on my side and they're saying I'm a dramatic loser.
Storytime about how I ruined my ex-best friend's relationship and reputation in 2 days.
Ooh, now we're getting into the juicy stories.
I was in a very toxic friend group of 3, and we all secretly talk crap about each other. So 2 of the girls in my friend group decided that they didn't want to be friends with me anymore, for absolutely no reason.
Oh, honey, you need friends like mine. This is unreal to me. I am still best friends with the 2 best friends that I've had since 6th grade. All 3 of us, and no guys, don't ask how long. It's been a long time, many years, but all 3 of us are still best friends to this date.
I had a lot more friends than them, and the only reason why people liked them was because they were my friends. Anyway, so I started texting the boys that they liked, and I was like, "Hey, I think you should know that they've been talking to other people while they're talking to you," and I just thought that that was really wrong. And when they asked who, I gave them names of boys that they both used to talk to, and then when the girls texted me about it, saying, "Oh, why are you lying, blah, 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 blah," and I was like, honestly, I just think it's really wrong for you to try and play these boys who actually have feelings for you. Yes, I know I was a little crazy, but who isn't? Anyway, so then I decided to get my mom involved, because I had been friends with these girls for a while, so my mom knew their parents very well. So I told my mom I was really worried about them because they were starting to get into really bad stuff and hanging out with the wrong crowd, so I couldn't be friends with them, and they tried to talk me into doing stuff. So then my mom called their parents. Well, then their mom started to drop them off and pick them up every day because they were grounded. Well, then their mom started to apologize to my mom because their kids were such bad influences on me. And then when everybody asked why we stopped being friends, I told them that they made fun of my grandma who isn't alive, and 4 years later, everybody still hates them.
So last week I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I thought I was prepared, but
Oh no, you never prepared enough for that.
I had to find out the hard way. My wisdom teeth were impacted, so it was kind of a more complicated surgery. Because I'm kind of freaked out with medical stuff, I didn't build up the courage to actually look at my mouth until last night. And big mistake. Apparently after you get impacted wisdom teeth removed, it leaves behind a black hole. Not a normal looking missing tooth. Like it's just a hole. Like you can't see the bottom of it. There is just a literal hole in my mouth. So after I looked at it, I was freaking out and I thought I was gonna faint. So I asked my fiance Anthony to take a look at it because he had his wisdom teeth taken out last year, you know, like to see if it looked normal. So his teeth weren't impacted, so I guess his didn't look like that. I kid you not, he looks into my mouth and passes out. This man literally fainted. Like, wow, Anthony, thanks for making me feel better. Anyway, apparently it's like a totally normal thing, but I just wasn't expecting to see that.
Around a year ago, my husband anxiously sat me down and told me he had discovered he had a long-lost daughter. According to him, he had an ex he got pregnant as a teenager, but she moved away before she started showing and without telling him. She gave birth and kept his daughter a secret from him. Eventually, she put Kat up for adoption. Kat now tracked him down and wanted to get to know him. As I am unable to conceive on my own, I was very enthusiastic and encouraging of them meeting. I asked him about DNA testing or speaking to the mother or adoptive parents. He told me all of that would come in due time, but based on the details she shared with him, he was 90% sure she was his biological daughter. Their first few visits together were private, but eventually we had a big dinner at my house. My husband has seen Kat numerous times since then, both with and without me present. About a week ago, a young man I've never met before messaged me on Facebook. He was Kat's ex-boyfriend, and he wanted me to know that this was the woman my husband had been sleeping with. He must have misunderstood Kat's relationship with my husband. When I asked my husband about it, he started crying. He thought I went through his phone and found the text messages between him and Kat. Messages when she was in character, which is how he segued into telling me that they're in a fake, incestuous daddy-daughter relationship.
Well, okay then. Well, guys, like usual, thanks so much for hanging out. I had so much fun. If you guys would like to enter the giveaway, it's not too late. It's every second and last Friday of the month. The instructions are in the video description below, so please check it out. Subscribe, comment, and share, and we will see you guys in the next one.